4 is a sub-catalog number. And nothing's popping up with that, so we will put in the artist, part of the artist name. How about Taylor? We'll just enter Taylor and see if that brings it up. There it is. All right. You win, I lose. The A side is Nightingale Melody. And this one has 27 currently for sale in the marketplace, so not a real rare item. And super, very nice condition. This is a 1964 release. Little Johnny Taylor, Nightingale Melody is the A side. And this thing might be, no, VG Plus. I was going to say near mint, but no cigar. It's got a tiny little hairline off towards the edge. So this is a $19.36 value price. And that is listed for sale. I knew it was going to be a good one because it came in this, so I figured somebody really loved this. So that's our first item of the day. And we will get a SKU number on that. And that's not good. Just use a sticker here. So that will be SKU number 28. I got dyslexia. 2862 211636. That'll be available soon. bulltraxrecords.com. That's BULLTRAX records.com. Next up, King Label. Let's see what we got. It is, oh gosh. I think this one actually, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it's got a tear running all the way across the label. It doesn't look like the vinyl itself has cracked, although that's what I was afraid of, that it might have actually cracked. It does have a bend to it for sure. We're probably going to put this one aside. I can see it in the light. You guys probably can too. So that's a shame, because that's otherwise a very nice piece of vinyl. So we'll put it in the damaged pile and move on to the next one, which is going to be Tell Me the Truth by Coco Taylor. I don't know if that's the A side or the B side on the Checker label. Let's just see about this one. Checker. Happy Crimbus, everybody. Hopefully you guys are ready for the holidays. I don't think if you, I know if you order something from us today, it's not going to make it by Christmas, but maybe a belated Christmas gift still. We should be able to get it there in the next few days. Ship it out by tomorrow or Monday, no, Tuesday, I guess, since there's not going to be any mail on Monday, presumably. All right, so this is a Checker label, September 66 release of a blues record, Coco Taylor. Good Advice is the A side. Tell Me the Truth is the B side. And this one is in really nice shape. Probably, let's see here. I can almost go VG Plus. We're going to go VG just to be on the safe side and more conservative in terms of our grading. And let's see, this comes in at $13.40. Oh, I forgot to put that it has a drill hole on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It does have a little drill hole in the label there underneath the R in Checker. So I need to note that on the listing so whoever buys it knows they're getting that there's a drill hole in there, which is not uncommon, done with typically with like promotionals or giveaways or whatever. So, but I do want to note that. Okay, next up, another cool oddball label, HIP. I guess it's HIP, Condition Red, the Goodies? Yeah, Goodies. Oops. Goodies, double E's. Didn't Know Love Was So Good and Condition Red on an HIP label. Catalog number is HIA 8005. And this is not a rare item, surprisingly, even though it's a kind of an off label. It's a November 1968 release. And it's Funk Soul. And there's 55 others for sale in the marketplace right now by all the different vendors. And this one is in pretty nice shape. It's got a lot of gloss. This has some groove wear where it's been played. Still in a good VG condition. Very playable. Probably have a little bit of noise, but should be okay. Again, we visually grade everything. We don't put it, if I put every record on the turntable, we never get anything done. So this is going to come in at $4.24. So that is now listed. So if you want it, you can get it on bulltracksrecords.com probably sometime later today or tomorrow. Next up is Billy Kramer, Little Children, and Bad to Me on the Imperial label. And this is catalog 66027. And Imperial Records. Okay, and so this is a very common item. 40 of them already for sale in the marketplace. This is a 1964 rock release. It does have somebody put their address label, probably the same person I was dealing with. Yep, Miss Billy Florence Sepke. So this one does have, like I said, a sticker on the label there. You can see it underneath my finger. Overall in pretty nice condition, a lot of gloss left on it. Let's call it VG Plus. No cover. Sticker on label. $6.50 for sale. Next up in the stack of 45s. Oh, look at that. So this thing has, okay, there we go. Where's that dust? Oh, it's so dusty. Ooh, look at that. Like magic, it comes off. Does that have it? Oh, it's cracked. Crud. Yeah, so it does have a crack on the edge. So when they're cracked, I don't know if you guys can see if I zoom way in. It does have a little, there you go. That's a good angle for it. Show on the TikTok there. So this one's got a little crack on it. Not crack rock, just crack. Just say no to crack. Unfortunately, and I'm sure it's going to be valuable because whenever I get them and they're broken or messed up, it's probably going to be something rare. We'll see. It's on the Alston record label, Funky Nassau Part 1. No good, it's not valuable. Thank goodness. Now I'm not depressed. Hooray. All right, so it's a very common item. We're going to list it as fair condition because it does have a crack, no cover. And actually, other than the crack, it's probably G+. And I'm just going to put right in the notes that has a crack. And vinyl. It's hard to type with one hand, but I want to make sure you guys can see the label while I'm working. I gotta put these cameras closer together. That way I don't have to hold it at two different angles so everybody can see it. All right, there we go. So this is $2.92 listed. Funky Nassau, beginning of the end, a Marlin production, whatever that means. All right, next up, that dust got my throat. Next up on the Nash Bro label, we have On God's Word by the Consolers, Waiting for My Child. All right, so this one, another one that's cracked? Is it cracked? No, not really. It's kind of scratched up. It's got some significant scratching. This is going to come in as a fair, maybe a G. Maybe a good, it probably would play through all these scratches. I don't know if you can see those. There you go. That's a good angle for it. So you can see all those scratches on the outer edge. Probably once it's clean, This one will play through, but it'll be noisy, and probably if you have a nice turntable, you really don't want to put this on there because it'll mess up your styles. So this one, Nashboro is the label, and again, I list everything. I don't throw anything in the garbage. So this is the consolers on the Nashboro label. And actually, the one side is not bad. This side, which I guess is the A side, is not bad. It's the B side that's really banged up more so. But we're going to list this in G condition, good. And once again, boys and girls, good does not mean good. It means bad. Good just means it'll play through. It actually will play without skipping. And we guarantee that, obviously, if you buy it and you get it and it skips, even if you listed it as good, we will either accept a return or give a refund if for whatever reason it skips when you get it. You can't use it. So we're going to list that at $2, and that's probably never going to sell, but what the heck, why not? All right, never know. Somebody might want it, maybe for a display or something. All right, next up we have the Shirelles doing Boys and Will You Love Me Tomorrow by the Shirelles on the Scepter label. So this is Scepter catalog number 1211. And this is the old Scepter label. They redesigned the label later on. So this is the original version of this when it came out. It does have an old sticker on there, so we'll note that on the listing. Pretty common item, although for its age, it's in actually fairly decent shape. I'm going to call it BG. It's got some really light scratching kind of throughout, but nothing crazy. Sticker on label, and even though the sticker's gone, it's just got the residue, but I should say sticker on label, just so there's no confusion. $4.24. So that one is for sale, fulltracksrecords.com if you want that. All right. Next up, we have Jack Scott with Goodbye Baby, and the other side is Save My Soul. So let's see. This is Carlton, the Carlton label. So it's Carlton. Oh, I need to get like a holder so I can hold this up and the camera can see it while I'm typing. That's going to be something I got to figure out. I got to engineer that. I got to figure out like some kind of stand or something like that so you guys can see the items when we do them. Carlton 493 catalog number. And here he is. The tan label. Oh, there's a different label though. Hopefully we can find this version. I'm looking. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to file this under. Is this the right thing? Jack Scott. Oh, that's not even the right record. Stupid. All right, let's try this again. Carlton 493 Scott. All right, Jack Scott. Jack Scott. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of these for sale. A lot. Looks like this is the version. Does have some writing on the label. And the record itself is in pretty decent shape. BG. One side's more G+, but I think overall it's pretty decent. Okay, so we got to say no cover, 45 only, and writing on label. Sometimes you abbreviate that as WOL for writing on label, but I like to type it out, even though it's a little extra work, just to make sure I don't get anybody saying, I didn't know what WOL means. I thought it meant it had wool on it. Whatever. $10.59. Listed for sale at fulltracksrecords.com. And that's Jack Scott, Save My Soul. Amen, Jack. All right. Next up, we got Les Cooper and the Soul Rockers. Ooh, that sounds promising. Wiggle, wobble, and dig yourself. Go dig yourself. All right, wiggle, wobble on the Everlast label. So this is going to be Everlast. Type in the actual record label, and then 5019 is their catalog number. And we found it. Apparently it's common. I thought it would be more rare. And this is a 1962 rock, funk, soul, blues. It's categorized as Wiggle, Wobble, and what was the other side? Dig Yourself. I got a kick of that. All right. So this one is going to be VG condition, no cover, no writing on the labels, clean labels. $2.12. What a deal. Les Cooper and the Soul Rockers. Sounded cool. Probably not as cool as I thought it would be. All right, next up we have on the Fury label. I love these wacky art on these labels. Fury Records. This is Lydia by Louis Lyman and the Teen Chords. Oh boy. So, Fury, catalog number 1000. And we'll type in the artist name. There we go. I'm so happy, tra-la-la, Lydia. Yeah, I'm so happy, tra-la-la-la-la, and Lydia on the other side. And so there's 15 of these for sale in the marketplace. A little bit rarer of an item. Pretty nice shape. It's got a couple of a little bit gnarlier looking scratches, but those, I mean, you probably can't see them in the, I don't know how to hold it where you guys can see it, but there's a little bit of scratching on it. But anyway, we're going to call it VG. No cover. There's no writing on the label, so that's nice. And that comes in at $12.71. So anybody wants that. Apparently that's a little bit more desirable item. That's a higher price for a 45 record. Next up, on the roulette label, we have the Rocketeens doing Untrue. Oh boy. And Woohoo. Woohoo and Untrue. I wonder if they rhymed both those tracks on purpose or if that was just a accident. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So this is going to be catalog R4192 for roulette. One of my favorite games. The bane of my wife. She hates that when I play the roulette in the casino, but it is fun. All right, so roulette label. It does have a sticker on there and somebody's name. Well, I don't know. I can't read it. It's tiny. Anyway, we'll sell this one. This is a September 1959 release. And condition on this particular copy is going to be G+, which is fairly common for these. They usually don't come in very good shape because a lot of times they've been kind of abused and they don't always come with a cover. Back in the day, they would be stacked in like a record carrier or thrown in a box or whatever. So sometimes they have wear and tear on them. So we're just going to put the sticker on label. And that's $2.50. And we move on. We spent enough time on that. So that's Woohoo by the Rocketeens. And Untrue is the B side. Untrue and Woohoo. Again, if you want a rhyming 45, that's a good one. All right, next up on the Lancer label, we have Goldilocks by Don French and Lonely Saturday Night. You can see it has a jukebox label on there, number 19 in the jukebox. And this one is Lancer Records. And the catalog is, looks like 104. It's worn out on the label, but I think it's 104. Yep. All right. So again, and not a rare item, 22 for sale. This one is it's in serviceable condition. I'm going to go with G plus on it. It's got a lot of light scratching on one side, and a couple more significant ones on the A side. No cover. It does have a sticker on it, so we'll put that on the listing. $7.45, but that's a lot of money for a G plus. So that must have more desirability than I thought. That is a rock pop folk. I have it as rockabilly too, but I sincerely doubt that. Next up on the Ace label, another cool label. Not real rare, an older. This is an older. Most of these are from the 50s with this label. This is High Blood Pressure by Huey Piano Smith. And let's see here what we come up with. Ace Records 545. Whoops, is the catalog number. Okay, it's not popping up. Let's put in Huey. And let's see if that narrows it down, and it does. So Huey Piano Smith and the Clowns. Huey Piano Smith and the Clowns. He had clowns. Do clowns scare you? I don't know. They don't scare me really. And they're kind of off-putting, I guess, but I don't know if I'd call them scary. Look at that big gnarly scratch going down. See that thing? I'll show it in the light. I'm trying to show it in the light for both. I got two cameras, so I can't show it at the same time, which is annoying. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to put this one as a G plus because of that. And it's got a bunch of little light scratches on it. And the one that's big is not really actually as bad as it looks, but the label's got some dirty, some dirt on it. Anything with white labels always gets ragged out. I'm going to put it as a G plus, no cover, and a sticker on the label. And I don't think there's any writing now. Okay. So that's coming in at $7.50. These Ace labels are a little bit, I guess, trickier to find, especially the old ones like this. So $7.50 for Huey Piano Smith High Blood Pressure. That's that. Next up we have, gosh, this guy he was very excited. He has his name written twice on here. This is on the Epic Records label. This is their older style label. And this is Hanging Around by Ursel Hickey. And also Bluebirds Over the Mountains. Okay, or over the mountain, singular mountain. Bluebirds Over the Mountain. All right. I'm trying to hold it. I'm going to figure out the spot where I can see it on both cameras. I don't know. You guys don't want to see my mug anyway. You just want to see the record. So, all right. So that's 59263. And Huey. Is it Huey? No, Ursel. Sorry. Ursel. What kind of name is that anyway? Ursel? That's a weird name. I bet he's from Kentucky. Just throwing that out there. No offense to my friends from Kentucky, but I bet you a guy named Ursel Hickey is from Kentucky. At least that's my feeling. So Bluebirds Over the Mountain, it's pretty common. 25 already listed. Gonna sell it. This one is G plus, pretty typical grade for the 45s, as I already mentioned. It's got no cover. It's got sticker and writing on labels. Sticker on labels, writing on labels, and it's $3, and we can move on. Thank goodness. Ursel, you're in there. Kozak, not Kojak. Kozak owned this, I guess. Anyway, next up we have on the Alston label, Sweet Lovin' Daddy by Betty. I can't make this stuff up. Sweet Lovin' Daddy by Betty Wright, and the B-side is Girls Can't Do What the Guys Do. Well, ain't that the truth? Pretty racy for Betty Wright there. I don't know. Not Betty White, not the Golden Girls, not Betty White from the Golden Girls, but Betty Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. Different Betty Wright, or different Betty, well, not Betty, not that Betty. Let's put it that way. All right. So this one, that's not the right version of it. We're going to find, this is a different one. This is this one here. Okay, so this is a 1968 funk soul release. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on the labels. The vinyl itself is pretty beat up too. This is probably, I'm going to call it G. It's probably closer to G+, but I'm going to go with G just because it's got a lot of wear and tear on it. And no writing on the label, so I don't have to put any disclaimers. The condition speaks for itself. $4.47. If you want a playable but crappy copy of Sweet Lovin' Daddy by Betty Wright, it can be yours at BullTracksRecords.com for a mere $4.47. Cheap, cheap, cheap. All right, next up, Woohoo. Oh my, the Rocketines. I think we already did this one, didn't we? Yeah. Another copy of Woohoo and Untrue. The rhyming A-side, B-side record. So we got another one. I'm going to have to put a sticker on this one for sure because I don't want our shipping department to get confused when they pull this to ship it. All right, so let's see here. This one, we're going to call this E. Yeah, G+. I mean, might go VG, but we're going to say G+. And it has writing on the labels. And that is going to come in at $5. And we're going to put a SKU number on that. 2862 221 107. So if you want it, that's the SKU number. You can order it. You can punch in that number at BullTracksRecords.com when it's available, which it should be in the next 24 hours, and you'll be able to find that exact record. All right, next up we have the Delta Rhythm Boys doing Shoes. I don't know which is the A-side, B-side, because a lot of these aren't marked. And Kiss Crazy Baby. The Delta Rhythm Boys. Never heard of them. Let's see here. So this is going to be a Decca label. A long-lasting, they were in business a long time. I don't know who they morphed into or became. I think they got bought out by somebody eventually. Oh, see me peekaboo. All right. So there's 8 of these for sale currently. A little bit rarer of an item. Kiss Crazy Baby is the A side. Kiss Crazy Baby. Kiss, try to say that 20 times real fast. Pretty decent shape for its age. VG, probably almost VG plus, but the one side is more VG. No cover. And that's going to come in at $6.35. Kiss Crazy Baby. All right. We got 2 copies of this. Yeah, I'm going to separate these. All right, so Suzanne by P.K. McGillicuddy. Oh, gosh. No comment on that one. And Viva la Quince Brigada. Some Irishman singing in Spanish. Who knew? All right. Okay. NS 3175 is the catalog number. And I'm just going to put in one of the words in the title to see if I can find it. Viva la Quince Brigada. Long live the 5th Brigade. My Spanish is a little rusty, but I think that's what it means. All right, so KOSS, K-O-S-S is the label. All right, that's not coming up. KOSS Records. Is it M? All right, let's just put in the label. Is it KOSS? Yeah, KOSS Records. Some of these are hard to find in the database if they're even in there, and they may not be in there. KOSS Records labels. Here we go. All right. Oh, the label isn't even listed, so that one's going to go in the can't find it. Going bye-bye. I got 2 copies of it, of course, which are completely equally useless. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. In the sleeve, Curtis Mayfield You are. And then it's got another close-up of Curtis on the other side. Cool. So usually we don't get these like in their picture sleeves. Usually they come naked. So that's pretty neat. And this is on the Curtum record label. So this is going to be CMS, catalog number CMS 0135. Uh-oh. We're not coming up. Weird. Not for sale. Oh, it's a promo. With the cover like that. That's interesting. All right, Curtis Mayfield. Okay, so it's Curtum Record, or Curtum is the record label. And 0135. Weird. All right, boy, this making it tough for me today here. I know this has got to be in there. It just has to be in there. Curtum. Oh. CMS 0135. Let's see what's in the run out here. Probably the same thing. All right, I'm putting on my magnifiers so I can see it. Don't make fun. You guys will be old one day too. All right. What does it say? Actually, you can't. There's no way it is to read this. 333. Get my handy dandy fancy pants magnifying glass here with the light. See if that helps. Well, goodness gracious. Striking out. I hate to strike out on this. This is pretty neat with this sleeve. You are. How about just Mayfield you are? Let's see. Mayfield you are. And give a little I can't believe, oh, wait a minute. You are. That's not in the same record label now. Wow, so all I can find is a European version of this. I'm going to set this aside because you guys are going to get bored to death if I just sit here and fool around with that one item for another hour. So on the Pel Pal Records label is For You by Pat Canelli. And this is catalog number 45-112. Type in the letter, first name, Pat. Pel Pal? That's a weird name. All right, there it is. So this is a 1964 release, rock pop, excellent condition. Well, Fiji condition. It's got a couple scratches messing it up on one side. So we're going to sell a copy of this, which is this one. And I'm going to call this VG. No cover, clean labels, $3.32 for Pat Canelli, For You. It's Pat Canelli, Don and Neil, and the Playboys. I mean, how do you fit that all on one record? I don't know. It's a lot of people taking credit. A lot of features. All right, so Sammy Davis Jr. sings The House I Live In, and the A side is Black and White. Black and White and The House I Live In. Sammy Davis Jr. That was weird. I heard Eddie Murphy telling the story about meeting Sammy Davis Jr. and he said Sammy was like into all kinds of weird satanic stuff, allegedly, according to Eddie Murphy. I'm not saying that. I'm just relaying the story third hand, and I don't know how much of it was, how much of it was in his mind or whatever, but it was a very strange encounter he had with Sammy Davis Jr. that made him very uncomfortable. Anyway, so he said. This is Sammy Davis Jr. And this is going to be in the VG condition. Oh, the UPS driver was banging on the door out there, hollering because she wants to deliver stuff. Anyway, supplies and whatnot. A little late, seeing as Christmas is already basically, all the Christmas stuff is shipped. But our suppliers kind of jammed us up on our covers and stuff like that we use to ship stuff with. All right, no cover on this, no writing on the labels, $10.58, and apparently this is pretty rare. Only 4 people have it according to the database. So this was issued by the Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'rith. Fascinating. I don't know if that's was his synagogue or what. But anyway, that's kind of cool. All right. We need to put a cover on that. I'll have to steal one off of another record. That's too valuable to go naked. So, all right. There we go. We're going to list it at $10. Actually, we're going to list that at $15. And it is available for sale. And next up, we have Hey Romeo by the Sequins. GS 101 and Romeo. All right, so common item, 30 for sale. This one has writing on the labels, as you guys can see. Hopefully you both can see. Yeah, if I basically hold it in front of my face, you can see it. That's the only way I can do both cameras at the same time, which is really cool. Move this camera over a little bit even more towards the other one so they're both similar. All right, so this record is in VG condition, no cover, writing on the labels, $11.39, boys and girls. Wow, super fancy. Fancy pants. All right. Well, guess you have to go naked. I stole the cover off that one to give to Sammy, and oh, this one's got a chip out of the edge. If you guys can see that, I'm sure you can see it. And this is the Last Poets. This is a Blue Thumb. Looks like, I don't know what's an odd variant. Anyway, so a chip on the edge is a good thing. I mean, it's in the outside edge of the 45. I mean, you definitely want to be careful with this if you had this, but the rest of the record is in great shape. So it's not like it can't be played. It definitely can be played. That will not affect play because there's no chipping or cracking in the play area. It's all in the outside edge of the record. So you can definitely buy this, play it, and obviously we'll stipulate that there is damage. So this is The Last Poets Tribute to Obabi Okan and Bird's Word. Fascinating. Interesting. I'm curious to see what this is all about. So this is a BTA 216 catalog number. And this one is going to be, which one is? This is a promo. So it's going to be this promo copy of styrene. I guess this is styrene, although usually styrene doesn't chip like that. So this is a 1972 jazz release, spoken word and poetry. The vinyl, the play area itself, I would classify as G+. It's got some scratching. It's got some sort of residue on it, which I think will play through. I don't think that's going to, if you can see that, I don't think that's going to affect the play, but this is a pretty rare item, and it's got some value. So we're going to list this as G+, and with the caveat that it does have a, first of all, it has a sticker on the label, and it has a chip on outside edge, not in play area. So this must be like beatnik poetry or something, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. 1972. It's as old as me. Same age. Yay. All right. So this is an average sale price of $16, which is what we're going to list it at. And then we'll check the competition and see what everybody else has. Oh, yeah, there's another G+ for $7, so I guess we got to beat that. So we're going to call it $6.90. All right, so we lowered the price, $6.90. So that's available if you want it. Got a sticker on the label. It does have a chip in it, as I previously notated. Okay. Next up, on the Hotline Music Journal. This is a subsidiary. Oh, this is a Bell record, I think. Al Green, Don't Leave Me. I thought we did this one the other day. I think I did one just like this. I feel like we did. So it's Al Green. And Don't Leave Me. There it is. Yes, we do have one listed already. So that's why I felt like we had done this before. I knew it looked familiar. Okay. Okay, so this one's got some wear and tear. We're going to call it G+. No cover. There's no writing on the label. Oh, yeah, there is. There's a name written on one side. So writing on labels. $8.75. And unfortunately, she's going to have to live naked inside the box because we don't have any cover for her. That's the way she came. But we do put a cover on it for you when we ship it to you if you buy it. So you will get a paper sleeve for it. Okay. So this is from A Broken Heart, Rick Cole, on Universal Sound label. It does have a sticker on it. A couple stickers on it, actually. All right. So there's no catalog number on here. This side, this label is really crubby. You know, you can't even read it. This one, at least you can read it. They use this like metallic, some have this like metallic ink on it. So sometimes they get to the point to where you can't read it. So we're gonna have to do a lot of typing here. So now I'm having to type one-handed while I hold this up. So forgive me for a second. Actually, we'll do the sound. Maybe we can do the talk too. Rick Cole, From a Broken Heart. Let's see if that works. All right. No, apparently not. Rick Cole, From a Broken Heart, Universal. My gosh. This better be worth it because I'm digging deep here. Rick Cole. Let's just look up the artist and we'll go from there. Oh gosh, there's like 6 Rick Coles. Okay. And then let's type in Universal, which is the label or something having to do with Universal. Okay. Okay, I'm done messing around with that one. We're going to move on because that one is taking too much time to find. All right, here we go. On the Wand record label, we have the Village Ram, the Midnight Sparrow, and She's Been Gone Too Long. Does anyone know who the Midnight Sparrow is? The Mighty Sparrow. Sorry, not the Midnight Sparrow. I think that's like reggae or some kind of soca music, I think. Although I didn't know they were Wand label. I thought they're from like Trinidad or something maybe. Or somewhere in the islands down there. 160 Wand. record labels, Sparrow, Sparrow. Come on. All right, here we go. All right, so this, ooh, I got to figure out which one this is, because depending on which pressing it is, it's got some significant value. So this is W160 ARF. So we'll just put in RF, and hopefully that'll, no, that didn't help. 60053. All right. Okay, so it is the good one. I'm glad I took the time to do that. All right, so this is a, does it say promo? Doesn't say promo. Why are they listed as a promo? Oh, ours doesn't say promotional, so it's not that one. Dang it. All right, it's the regular one. Let's see what this one looks like. I guess it's this one. Yeah, so this is Calypso, reggae Calypso music. The Mighty Sparrow is a Calypso artist, popular in the 60s and 70s, I think. Old school. So harder to find this, apparently. The record itself is in, the play area is in pretty good shape. I'm going to call it, one side's more like VG plus, and one side's VG. We're going to go with VG overall, just to be honest and safe and fair. There's no writing on the labels, so that's cool. And it's a $5.50 median price, but I don't think there's that many for sale. We're going to try $10, and then we'll check the competition and see what everyone else has it listed for, because we like to be competitive. So yeah, that's going to be too much. All right, so it's selling as low as $3.50. So we're just going to edit that, take it to $3.25, and we'll save somebody a quarter there. They want the Mighty Sparrow. Not Captain Jack Sparrow, just the Mighty Sparrow. He's soca, old school soca. All right, next up on the Arctic Records label. I don't think I've ever seen that. One Too Many by Paul Cloudman and Live This Life So Lonely. All right, so let's check this out and see what the story is. So this is a catalog number RPA 7620. And there it is, found it. None for sale, but nobody has it on their want list. It's folk world country, listed as country music. Wait a minute, this is a different one. Live This Life So Lonely. They've got the same track on both sides. So it's actually One Too Many on the B side, but they don't have that on the database listing. So somebody screwed it up when they put it in. We're going to go ahead and list this thing because I don't want to get into that whole scene. I'm just going to list it. Very good condition on the vinyl. Is super clean for 45. Very nice. VG Plus. No cover, obviously. I'll put it at $20. Allow offers. Just in case someone out there super wants it, because we'll be the first one to sell it. So we are the only ones who have it. So maybe somebody wants it. Maybe it's special to somebody. Who knows? Next up on the Canary label, Walking Back by Joe Rotone. Rotone? R-A-H-T-O-N? R-E-H-O-T-O-N? Rotone. All right, so this is Canary 1009. And this is, again, we're doing 45s today because I don't mess with the, it is for sale. Don't believe that, not for sale. That's false advertising. It will be for sale. I don't typically do the LPs. I do the 45s because I don't have the space in here. And my normal inventory guys, who are both off today, are doing other things. So I'm doing, that's how dedicated we are to bringing you guys the exciting world of vinyl records. I am doing the broadcast myself today. This is, again, by Joe Rotone, which may or may not, this one may not be in here. Let's see. All right, Joe, R-H-O-T-O-N. Okay. Walking Back, and yeah, so I'm going to look and just make sure. Canary 1009. Yeah, this one's not in the database. It actually skipped from 1008 to 110 to 1010 in the database. So all their other, a lot of their other stuff on this label is listed except for this one, and it's stamped not for sale, so it was some kind of promo. Anyway, unfortunately, we can't. Let's just see. I wonder if they have anything else by the same artist. Doesn't look like it. I was just curious to see if they have any significant value, but we're going to skip that one. It's not in the database, and move on to the next item, which is the Wax Museum is the label, and J.C. Dave Weld and Imperial Flames, and the other side is All Day Loving for You by Dave Weld and the Imperial Flames. Okay, so this one will be interesting because with these kind of real oddball labels, there are usually a lot of times they have a lot of value because they're rare if they're desirable, but if they're not desirable, then they're worthless because nobody wants it, nobody cares, because nobody knows who they are. I have no idea how this one's going to turn out, but we will find out if it's even in the database. Wax 4621 is the catalog number, and I'll type in the artist name, Weld. Aha, found it. And it does have some value, apparently. Well, someone thinks it does. It's got 0 wants, though, so somebody has one listed for $8. We will try to, boy, that's really nice. Super, super clean. This may never have been played, actually, believe it or not. No cover, super clean, $8. And then let's just see what kind of shape the other copy of this is, and that's for sale, because that makes a determination as well. We want to see how ours stacks up. So it's also a VG Plus, so we listed it for the same price. So hopefully if someone wants it, they'll buy ours. We'll see. Next up, oh gosh, ugh. This has got crud all over it. I don't know if this is ruined or not, and you guys may not be able to see this. Oh yeah, you can, because I can see it on the camera. You see that? It's got discoloration on it. I don't think it's, I'd have to take this in back and clean it. And just see a little, oh, it may just be dust. So I think that's just dust, so I think that's going to clean up. So I think we're going to be good to go on this one. Anyway, so this is Wag On Records. That's clever. Ed Harris. One side is Wife, and the other side is This My Thanks? Is this my thanks? And then Wife on the other side. Ed Harris is ticked off. Is this my thanks? In other words, I guess what he's saying is this the thanks I get for going to work in a factory all day and come home all sweaty and I don't get no love? You don't even like me. And I worked my tail off for you, darling, so we could pay the rent on the trailer. Something like that. Okay, so shockingly, this is not coming up on the database. So this may not be listed in the database. Ed Harris, Wife. Ed Harris, Wife. That's what we're going to look up. Still nothing. 7-inch. 45. Thanks. Just keep adding until we find it. Okay, it's not in there. Too bad. Let's look at the labels, actually. Let's just make sure. Let's make sure. We're going to look up and check and see if the label's in the database. Wag On. Wag On. No, Wag On. Nope. Label isn't even in the database. All right. Tough Tomatoes. Moving on. Sorry about that, gang. 8th Street. Sammy Lewis. So 8th Street is the label. Sammy Lewis is the artist. Move this over here so you guys can get a little closer. All right, so 8th Street, and this is going to be catalog number. Hold on. Get out of that. ESR. Excuse me, 1001. My allergies are going crazy. These things are really dusty. The sacrifices we make to bring you these fabulous, fabulous 45s. Sacrificing our bodies to bring you the joy of vinyl. Okay, so I found the label. 8th Street is the label. Let's see if this one's in here. This is 1001. Yeah, it is in there. Is that it? You lied to me, baby? Yeah, you lied to me, baby. And somebody stole my love. Huh. All right, so this is the mono version of this. This came out in 3 different things. Oh, this sounds like it's right up my alley, even though I've never heard of this. It's really scratched up, unfortunately. You lied to me, baby. Somebody stole my love. This is a blues record. 1977 release, Memphis Blues, Harmonica Blues. Not too rare, apparently. It's already quite a few for sale. Call it G+, which is probably a little generous, but one side is VG, so I don't feel bad about saying that. Easily VG. This is going to go for $8.82, and it will be listed by tomorrow on BullTracksRecords.com. We've got time for a few more. I'll dig into my little grab bag down here. Okay. Next up, we have, I think I did one of these the other day too, last time I was doing the 45s. So this is Gary Bryant, Just a Matter of Time, and Out of My Mind. And we did do a Jordan label, but I think it was a different record, different artist. So, as I remember commenting on the label, thinking I've never seen that before. And I don't think it was super rare after I looked it up. But anyway, Jordan, and this is Gary Bryant. Jordan is the record label. And here it is. Oh, it is rare. Okay, this is a 1965 release. Pop, folk, world, and country is the classification on it. It does have writing on the label as an X on one side and X on the other. Don't know why the X's are there. Probably because it's pretty scratched up, and they probably said, don't play this on the radio anymore because it sounds like crap. And maybe, I don't know, who knows. Anyway, it's got some pretty significant scratches. We're going to put it in as G. And unfortunately, it's a rare item, so it's a shame that it's so messed up, but it is what it is. Writing on the labels. And that's going to come in at 2 dolly hairs. So if you want a pretty rare item, I think, although apparently nobody cares, it can be yours for $2. All right. So next up we have Jesse Hill on the Minute Records label. Jesse Hill. And this is Minute, M-I-N-A, I can't talk, M-I-N-I-T. And it is catalog 607. And not rare, apparently. 25 for sale already. And this one is dirty, but can be cleaned up pretty nice, I think. Call it maybe G+. Yeah. I was trying to see if I could do VG, but I can't. No cover. And again, we do our best to be fair on these grades, make sure we're accurate. Oh, and I just have to write on there that it does have writing on the label. So if somebody wrote their initials on it or whatever, so I got to edit that listing and put writing, oops, not wording, writing on label. All right, next up. Doing Everything, Todd, 5 Royales, Todd record label, Doing Everything. And the other side is I'm Standing in the Shadows. Do everything. I'm sorry everything's backwards on the camera. Well, actually, one of my cameras. The the TikTok camera, all the text is backwards. I apologize, but that's just the way the stupid iPad camera is. But for all of you watching on YouTube and everywhere else, you can read it. Anyway, so back to work. Quit fooling around. Okay, Todd 45-1056. Oh, there's another satisfied customer making a purchase. All right. Okay, so this is this not this doing everything? No, that's not doing everything. Huh. Something else popped up. 45. Oh, I think I messed up the number. 45-1086. Sorry, my bad. 45-1086. Sometimes the labels get worn out and they're hard to read. And the record label is Todd, Todd. And all right, so 22 of these are already for sale. So not a rare item. A lot of little micro scratches all over this thing on both sides and some more significant ones. We're going to call this G condition. I probably could have gone G+, but it's pretty rough. So we're going to go G condition. No cover, no writing on the labels, clean labels. Still coming in at $5.70. So a rare item there. If it's in that condition and it comes in at $5.70, that means it's a rare item or it's a desirable item, I guess. Or if somebody else has overpriced everything and screwed up the whole pricing schedule. Anyway, next up we have Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue. Awesome song. If you guys remember, I remember this one. I used to watch this video on MTV all the time. Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant is the A side. The A side is Electric Avenue. The B side is Time Warp. Never heard that one, I don't think. So it's on the Portrait Records label, and the catalog number is 37-03793. And that is a very common item. 42 already listed for sale. In fact, we have one already in inventory ourselves. This one's in great condition, VG+. No cover, clean labels, no writing, etc. $12.99 list price. Seems a little high, but we'll see. Okay. And I got to put a sticker on that one because I've done a bunch of these with no stickers on them, and when my shipping folks go to pick them out and ship them to you, it just takes a lot of extra time unless I like it. So I need to make sure I start putting some identifiers on these so we don't get messed up there. All right, next up, we have on the Cotique label, we have Latin Rhapsody by Louis Ramirez. Okay. And C275 is the catalog, although I suspect we're going to have to put in a lot more than that. COTIQUE. There it is. All right. So, now apparently there's one that's a pro. Okay, so this is not a promo. So the promo is pretty expensive. This is the regular version. In really good shape, very clean, VG plus vinyl, a little dusty, but overall excellent. And that comes in at $5.69. It can be yours if you want. Louis Ramirez doing Salsa and Latin Rhapsody on the B side. That is it right there, and it's really good shape. Okay, next up on the SES. Not it. No, you guys minds are so dirty. SES label. SESS. Little Things Mean a Lot by Bill Lewis and the Notables. And the other side is Danny Boy. Oh, that's the B side, Danny Boy. So, no, Danny Boy. Everybody has to redo that, I guess. I don't know. Not everybody, but clearly Bill Lewis wanted to remake it or make it for himself. All right, Bill Lewis. Typed in the catalog number, and we'll type in the record label. Ooh, that's a rare one. All right, so this is a 1970 release, rock pop. Little Things Mean a Lot, and Danny Boy on the B side. And there was only one for sale. One person wants it, one person has it. we are going to sell our copy, which is in really great shape. VG Plus condition, which again, very unusual for a 45. There's no cover of it. There's no writing on the labels. So we're going to put it in 10 bucks, allow offers, and then we're going to see what the competition's doing and see how theirs stacks up. So theirs is VG Plus as well, and they've got theirs listed for $8. So we're going to have to change ours to match. So we will. So sometimes the computer knows what it's talking about, sometimes it doesn't. So, okay, next up we have on the Ace. I don't know if this is the same Ace label or a different one. Charles Brown, Please Come Home from Christmas for Christmas. Not Charlie Brown. A Merry Christmas Baby. Oh look, just in time for Christmas, but too late. Maybe for next year though. Oh jeez, just dropped it. Great. Hope it didn't damage it. Nope, no damage. Nope, it's okay, guys. It's safe. Clumsy. 775. Ace. Brown. Yep. And under the category blues, rhythm and blues. So it's a blues holiday record. Pretty clean vinyl. Say VG Plus. Very nice. No cover, no writing on the labels, clean labels. 12 bucks, 13, sorry. All right. There's that. And that is 2862 225 061. 2862 252 252 061. Okay. Next up we have Since I Met Jesus by Bishop Mitchell Young on the It Is So label. Never seen that one before. And The Lord's Prayer by Bishop Mitchell Young. So with these gospel records, a lot of times they can have a lot of value. A lot of people really love the old school rare recordings, and a lot of these are rare recordings of these songs by particular folks. So this is a BY 001. It Is So. Interesting. Okay. So let's look at the label. Let's see if we can find the label. I've never seen this particular label. It's got an image of a hammer. Interesting. Next step will be maybe it's So It Is. So It Is? It Is So? Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. No pun intended. All right, let's look up the artist. Bishop Mitchell Young. Huh. No dice. No Bishop Mitchell Young. All right, well, I guess this one goes in the unknowns pile. Bummer. I thought that one had promise, but next up we have When Productions. Shangri-La, Remember When. That's confusing. And You Are My Woman. All right, so in this case, we're going to put in the catalog number BRC 4003, and we got nothing. All right, man. So Remember When. You Are My Woman. It would help if I spelled Remember When correctly. Remember. Okay, another no dicer. Wow, really striking out here. Okay, so the all oddball labels we've got here. Butterfly, another oddball one, and it's catalog BR103. Oh, shoot. BR103. And I'm getting nothing there. Wow, these are some wonky, oddball stuff. Butterfly is a label, and then 103 is the catalog number. And nothing's coming up. Well, that is a bummer. Butterfly Records. Oh well, another one lost to the ages. Oh, I should have looked up the dang. Let me look up the artist just in case. Terry and the Final Touch. And for Sand, the Final Touch. Hello, come on. Terry, the Final Touch. Oh. Nada. All right, we're giving up on that one. Sorry, gang. All right, next up we have Cosmo and the Counts. Boy, this is really wild stuff. Let's do the Tasty Twist song. Apparently it's the same on both sides, so I don't know if this one's going to be in there or not, or if anybody cared enough to put it in there, or quite frankly, to buy it. But let's see. Z-Tech 87663. I must be into the I can't figure this out section of when the stuff this guy had, because none of this crap is in there. All right. Wow. That's a lot of strikeouts in a row. Winwood Records. Turn to Jesus, the Hayes Specials. All right, come on. This one's got to be in there. Winwood Records, catalog number 2211. 2211. Dang it. Man, oh man. Yeah, so we're in the definitely in the stuff that whoever had this couldn't find anything, couldn't find these, and they're all in the same. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? No. 2212. Oh, 2211. Oh gosh, Fred. Yeah, that catalog number's not in the database. Shucks. All right. These are all really oddball stuff. I hope one of these comes in. All right. Rick McKean, Bluesman, and West Virginia White Lightning. Okay. No catalog number. So I'm going to just type in the artist, Rick McKean. I mean, there's probably one on the run out, but I'm not going to strain my eyes. Rick McKean. Rick McKean. Blues Man. Two separate words. Shoot. Like I said, we're in that we can't figure it out stack. We'll keep going, guys. Sorry. Last chance records. This is your last chance to have one that's in the database. Otherwise, I'm going to pick up a different stack. All right. LCRS, Last Chance Records, 11180. Oh, I think we found one. Is this called, Silky Devil Man, and Didn't He Know? So this is a 1982 Folk World Country release on the Last Chance Records label. It's in great shape. A couple of light scratches. PG Plus. 3 for sale already at $9.13 starting cheap price. No cover. The picture shows a cover, so this one does not have a cover. Listed at $11. If you want it, you can have it. We finally found one. It's in the database. 2862 260 665. All right. Next up. Hopefully we'll get on a roll here. All right. So this is Stop Giving Your Man Away by Ella Washington. And the B-side is The Affair. Huh. So presumably if you don't stop giving your man, I don't know. Don't give your man away And then there's the B side is the affair. So maybe she's saying if you don't stop giving your man away, he's going to have an affair. Or maybe he's having an affair because you gave your man away. In any instance, this is a promo copy of this record. Soundstage was the label. 1969 funk soul release. Fairly rare. It does have some wear and tear on it. It's, kind of in that gray area between G plus and VG. I think I'm going to go VG because the one side is really pretty clean. So this item is VG, no cover, no writing on labels, clean labels. $11.64 is the suggested price by the little computer here who knows all, sees all, and we will double check and see what the other ones are selling for. Yeah, that's too much. Shoot. Yeah, it's only a $4 item. So we're going to edit that listing and adjust the price to $4. All right, next up. No home runs today. Weiss Records, For Wes, The Soul Merchants, and then Light My Fire by The Soul Merchants. It does have a little sticker on there with some writing. Sometimes this old tape will kind of disintegrate and fall off. This one isn't, so we're going to leave it alone. So this is Weiss. I'm going to type in the record label and then WEA, which is usually a Warner Brothers prefix, 3001. This is definitely not a Warner. Oh, wait. Distributed by Volt Records. Huh. Fascinating. All right. So, Light My Fire and For, quote, Wes, quote, unquote. So this is a common record. This one is in VG condition. Pretty glossy, but still it's got a couple too many scratches, and it's got some writing on the labels. $10. Although there's quite a few for sale, but I'm not going to fool with that. All right, next up. That's a weird label. I've never seen that one before. Clarama. CL 1200. Talking About Loving You by Brenda and Albert, and this has happened before by Brenda and Albert. Okay. Talking about loving you, not loving you, just talking about it. It's exhausting. All right. This one, yeah, G plus. A little bit deeper scratches on it. No cover. No writing on labels or anything like that. Clean labels. $4.75. So that's a pretty rare item. I've never seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that label before. I'm going to write the SKU number on this here. 28622614433 is the SKU, if you want to find it. All right, next up. I think we did this one the other day. This is Butch Heath and the Ravens. Stop. Well, I don't know. I guess that's the record label. Stop. ST1727 is the catalog number. So let's take a look and see what they say. ST1727. Just type in Ravens. Oh boy. That's odd. That's not coming up. All right, it's going to make me work for a living. Butch Heath Ravens. That didn't even come up. Butch Heath. Ampersand the Ravens. Wow. Every time I touch Every time, oh gosh, every time I touch you. Boy, this thing's really giving me a hard time. All right. Well, this one might go in the you're making me work too hard stack. Let's see if we can find it under the artists. Nada. All right. Another one in the reject pile. Sorry, gang. All right. So next up we have the Brownsville station, Mr. Johnson Says, and the Martian Boogie. I'm assuming this is going to be disco, private stock label, usually is. Let's see. Let's find out, boys and girls. PSR, Boys and Ghouls, as my English teacher used to say in high school. Yes, the Martian Boogie apparently is fairly rare. Oh, this is a Canadian pressing, allegedly. Maybe not. No. So we need the US pressing. And this is going to be last one of the day here. No cover, clean record labels, $2.13. It's available if you want it at bulltrucksrecords.com. All right, guys, thanks for joining. Sorry we're so short today. It is a holiday weekend. We'll be back probably next week on Tuesday to do more vinyl records with you guys. If you guys want Martian Boogie, you can get it at bulltrucksrecords.com. That's BULLTRAX records.com. It is listed for sale, or it will be shortly. And thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you being here, and have a happy holiday season with your family. I wish you lots of blessings. Thanks, guys.